Hey everyone, J.W. Oker here, coming at you from my study to show you a couple things in my study. Today is the 100th anniversary of the birth of Ray Bradbury, his 100th birthday, basically, if he were alive today. So to commemorate this day of this guy who I really admire and whose work has been a huge part of my life, I thought I would show you guys a couple of artifacts from my Ray Bradbury collection. The first one being that pale rectangle you see right there by my head. Come on, I'll show you. So this is a scrap of paper that's been scribbled on. Literally that. Of course, the person who scribbled on it was Ray Bradbury, but what this is a fragment of poem, a snatch of poem, maybe even the whole poem itself, that Bradbury got inspired to throw down on a piece of paper, the nearest paper to him. So he grabbed a sheet of paper that had his phone number and address written on it and just dashed out these lines. These lines being, the rubes, we want everything, everything right and everything bright, lined up in sums, nothing left out, everything in. Poem. So I don't know at all what this poem means. He never did anything with it the rest of his life. It didn't show up in any of his works. It was just an idea he dashed off and then got lost in a file somewhere. I do like that he labeled it though, poem, exclamation point. That's what I'm gonna do with my novels from here on out. As soon as I finish with them, instead of the end, it's gonna say novel, exclamation point, and then I'll send it off to whoever I need to send it off to. But what I love about this artifact is it represents an exact moment of inspiration, a spark of inspiration. So we have the outcome of Ray Bradbury's inspiration all over the place, right? In the books, in the stories, in the movies. But this represents something a lot more raw. So all of that inspiration has been guided and disciplined and worked over and drafted until it became something that, was public faceable. Whereas this is something that he just scribbled out. It's the exact moment the inspiration hit him. Some idea hit him and he wrote it out and maybe thought he would get to it later and just never did. And I love having this artifact in the room where I write because, again, just representing that moment of inspiration. Now, the other artifact I want to show you is right over here on my wall. It's framed in glass, so it's a little hard to see. Let me see if I can't make that better. Give me a second here. Oh yeah, that should work, right? So that is a painted background of a basement. It was used in the animated version of the Halloween tree. This is the scene where Jenny, who dresses up as the witch on Halloween, goes into the basement and finds the broom that completes her costume. It's like the very first scene in the movie. Right after Ray Bradbury does his introductory narration, we go into a basement window, and this painting is what we see. It's one of a kind. They only used one, and that's why I have a painting of a basement framed on my wall. But both these items are literally nothing. They're a painted board and a scrap of paper, but they represent huge parts of Ray Bradbury's work to me. I love having them in the study here with me, like I said, as I write. So happy birthday, Ray Bradbury, wherever you are. And if you're not Ray Bradbury, I would suggest reading a story today. He has a million of them out there. They're all very apt. And we are just on the edge of the Halloween season, making a lot of his work even more apt. There you go. Strange stuff from my study.